right on top of it. But remember, I marked a couple, and you told me something about where they were, but I don't remember what you said.
But there is a little one in there somewhere of a night scene I did back in, let's see, 43. That would fit in with, the idea of night stuff and lights. Apasionada.
What's that mean?
Passion.
Okay.
That's an objective. Some sheep. Stockton does better sheep.
He's intimate with them.
Or rocks by the grip. It's a Western scene. Or Western painting. Objective.
Do you like that one?
It's all right. I think I like some of yours better.
But still.
These are all very old. The burn pile.
Burn pile?
Burn pile.
That's nice painting. That's nice painting.
Yeah, that was that whole period of, about the same time as this.
Vertical.
Vertical.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's it.
Okay.
I did in college.
You did this one in college? We can take it through like this. There we go. And then we can tip it.
Well, how about over here?
Huh?
How about over here?
Yeah.
I'll stick it over here.
Just like that?
Yeah.
That's really, I love that one.
Yeah, it really caught my eye.
Yeah, this is nice.
Oh, there's Tina.
Did a lot of work on Tina.
She must have been willing to sit still, huh?
I think Kathy has all the ones that I did of her. That's an early Lake Michigan. I started reading to the kids.
Sick. Play for the camera here.
Okay.
This one from college that I did in Walt Kuhn's class. He was a guest artist for a year. Tina. Oh, Tina's a little baby. Yeah, now see, I never could find the one of Kathy that I wanted. Get a little single little something else. Scratching it. I think that's Kathy. So that's real old.
Oh, two little toy ducks.
Another non-objective. That was in school. No, that was in Iowa City.
No. That's very beautiful. Oh, I think that one's extremely beautiful. We talked about this yesterday. How many years have you been making art? 58?
58.
You went to art school in 1930.
38, I went to college, and so that was probably when I first started to save, to keep.
So you think you've been painting landscapes for 50 years, maybe?
Yeah.
But the landscape around here has changed in 30 years that you've been here.
Yeah, it has. It's changed a lot. I had stopped painting landscapes for a while and doing non-objective things until we moved out here. And there was so much more to look at. I went back to them.
So, now let me get this straight. You were doing landscapes and paintings with kids, and then you went into non-objective painting. Why?
I read Kandinsky, and I liked what he said. A lot more than I liked his work, really. But the idea of it being like music and didn't have to be about something, it could just be a response of some kind.
So what was going on in the art world in Montana at that time?
Well, I think that probably it was around then that we became really aware of the abstract expressionists. Before then, I mean, they were just coming on the scene nationally, and they were excited, and the whole idea of
You're talking about Jackson Pollock and
Pollock and de Kooning and
Klein.
Klein.
Who's your favorite of those guys?
I'd say de Kooning. And I was a big Gorky fan. Gorky stuff.
That's interesting, yeah.
And I don't think we ran across him until later, but Nicholas de Stael was pretty important.
That's a beauty. And what year was this?
Well, that must have been around 53, 54, something like that.
So when did you first really hear about the abstract expressions?
I don't know if I can name a date.
Sometime in that period though, right?
Yeah.
53, 54?
Yeah, somewhere in that era. Because we hadn't known about it before.
Yeah. Well, what were you guys thinking about before then?
Cézanne. Cézanne, Matisse, and the Impressions. They were all we had exposure to.
Yeah. Who's your, how did you find information out? I mean, being out here in the wilds of Montana.
When you're married to an art teacher, you pick up information all over the place. I mean, I think we went back to New York a few times.
See some shows.
See shows, really well.
Was, so you came in here in 49?
49.
Let's see, I think when Charlie Russell died, 20-something.
I don't know.
What was the art scene like when you?
Well, the art scene in Montana was strictly Western art. First person that we met, other than Jesse and Francis, other than the art department, that was doing anything in the contemporary vein was Bill Stockton. And then he and Bob became very good friends right away. And Helen McCausland was over in big timber.
So this was really, I mean, it's still Charlie Russell country, but,
Yeah.
but it was really Charlie Russell
It was
country.
really challenging.
Because he'd only died like 20 years before.
That's all the students had ever seen, most of them.
Uh-huh.
They didn't see anything very contemporary.
Yeah.
Non-objective stuff.
Oh, yeah, so. Let's go like this.
Yeah.
How many years did you paint non-objectively?
Off and on, I probably started in the mid-50s, and then have done it off and on ever since, really.
Uh-huh.
I keep intending to go back to doing it. In fact, I just did one this last year. So it's going back and forth. And somebody asked me once about what prompted one or the other, and I said, really, what was going on inside was more important than what was going on outside. So,
Uh-huh.
but,
Well, how do you feel about objective, non-objective? I mean, does it make any difference to you?
no, it doesn't make any difference at all. It's all the same thing. You're organizing visual things. You can turn a representative thing upside down, you've got non-objective painting.
Mm-hmm.
And what's important is the visual part of it.
Yeah. So, like, say when you paint pepper, and you've been painting pepper the last few years, pepper really isn't the subject matter.
No.
Pepper is an object that you paint
She's-
to arrive at the subject
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
Right? So she's really an object.
She's very decorative.
Uh-huh.
And you see a thing, you see it, and the impact of the relationship of her to everything else has its effect.
Uh-huh. So really the subject of your painting is the painting. That's
Right.
the subject.
Yeah,
And she, or whatever, landscape, a tree, is an object by which you paint, to arrive at the subject matter,
Yeah.
which is the painting itself.
yeah, yeah.
And that's what separates representational painting from the kind of painting you do.
Yeah, which I call illustration. Yeah, there I think it's illustration. I don't. I remember a story about, I think it was Suzanne. Somebody asking him something, and he said, "Oh, that is a tree." It was working with shapes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I think that's basically what the visual process is.
Yeah. Well, I love your paintings when they get into these really subdued colors. I think that's fascinating.
No, that's.
How do you do that? I mean, like, you know, when you come in and you start painting and it starts coming up subdued colors. I mean, how does that work? I mean, sometimes your paintings are very subdued, sometimes they're very bright.
Yeah.
Is that just a mood thing?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, whatever hit you and what you saw, anyway.
Uh-huh.
Certainly this was coming out from town at night, and there was a cloud formation that looked like that.
Uh-huh.
And it was at night, but it was bright, and the moonlight was bright, so you could see
Uh-huh.
landscape.
So that's what you saw, and so that's what you...
That's what I painted.
Funny how it works that way. But so you don't go into the studio and go, I'm going to do a dark painting today,
No.
because that's how I feel.
No.
Uh-huh.
The impact is all from what I see.
Musicians say that they can hear the music before they write it down. Who was the great composer that was deaf? Was it Beethoven?
Beethoven.
I mean, here's a guy deaf, one of the greatest musicians of all times, can't hear a thing, and yet he somehow must have heard the music
He heard it.
to write it down. Poets say they hear the words before they can script them. Do you think painting's the same? Do you think the paintings are like out there already, and you're like a vehicle?
Well, sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. I mean, if you get off to a good start, it's great. If you have a bad start, then it's sort of a struggle, but it's challenging and interesting.
Uh-huh.
So either way.
I guess what I'm getting at is what is the spiritual content of painting? I mean, where does painting come from? If Beethoven sits down and he's totally deaf and he's writing a concert,
Yeah.
where does that come from? I mean,
Well, yeah, but music is sound and painting is visual, and I think it's the same thing, only in a different language.
uh-huh.
There's some kind of quote of Picasso's where he said that you have to understand the visual language, and if you don't know language, you can't read it. You can't know what it's saying.
As you see as we go through painting, just see more. Let's eat. I cannot deal with this. Okay, I have a question for you. What really cranks your case?
Oh, God. You really want to know?
Yeah, what really makes you mad?
Like Paul McCausland's answer. No sense of humor and a bore. People that have no sense of humor are bores. No, I don't know. I don't.
When did this we get framed in?
It's been one of my favorite ones.
Uh-huh.
And I knew I was going to use it. Or I thought I was going to use it.
Out. I guess my ultimate goal is to get the whole show, all the pieces like up to this quality. You know, I think this is the best thing I've seen so far. You know, and I like the other ones, but this is really powerful.
Well, and I don't know how many scrolls you want to look at. I've got a lot of scrolls.
Oh, I want to look at a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, you know me, I want to look at everything. I mean, the time we sat down John DeWeese and went through all Bob's work. But that's what's fun. That's what's fun about my job. Because if I don't look at it, you know, I mean, one great opportunity here is to look at all the work. You know, I mean, when do you ever really go back and look at
I
it?
know you don't.
Yeah.
Not unless you're moving it from one spot to another.
But then it's just like a physical thing. We got to move something from here to there. And I know it's kind of painful actually to go back and look at old work in a way. It's like looking at old diaries. It's kind of like, you're glad they're there, but you don't really want to go ahead and read them that much. But You know, if we can get the whole show singing like this piece does, kill him, knock him dead. What have we here?
I don't remember the date, but it's a little Emily Dickinson.
How many years of Prince?
Oh, about the same amount, or probably 1955. 40 years.
A mere 40 years.
And this I put in as partly as a joke, because it was a print and Gretchen had it, and the mice ate everything but the ink.
You're kidding me, that's wonderful.
Isn't it? You know, it's better looking than the original one it was.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So I call it my mouse print.
I just want to spread these out a little bit. I always wanted one of those.
I think 10 minutes.
Does this one go like that?
Yeah.
And little Tina, she's just a baby. And the mouse print, I love that. Now, see, I truly believe in collaborating with nature, but this is such a random act of kindness, you know.
It was just really amusing, you know. I mean, I don't know how they missed this one, but they got the clouds there.
Oh, they must have been working their way over there. That's pretty phenomenal. Because it reads perfectly.
Yeah,
fine.
I know it does. Very positive shapes in it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Sarah would go crazy over that. Are those paintings already out there, and your role as an artist is to go out there like on a reconnaissance mission into the unknown and find that information and bring it back for everybody else to see?
I don't see it that way. I mean, I just happen to see things that I think are worth putting down. I don't think we're just waiting there for me to find it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very seldom that I go anywhere that I don't see a painting.
But you have such a unique vision. Your work is so different than anyone else I can think of.
Well, that's a hopeful sign. I don't consciously do it a certain way. I just put down what I see. And it comes out the way I see it.
Which offers other people a new angle on what they see.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you're far too humble, but, and personally, I think it's almost too, being outside, being not in your body and feeling the way you do about that, you just paint what you see. Personally, I don't think it's that simple. But as a painter, I can see how you would want to stop it there, because that's truly what you do. You see it, you come back and paint it. For those of us who have to look at it as well, you have to wonder where that vision came from. Because to me, artists have vision. They see things that other people don't see.
Well, I remember a gal one time when she came out here to Montana, and she said, I used to think that Cézanne was all imagination, but it's just the way they look. And it's true. The mountains, when you start looking at the mountains, and you see Cézanne. So I think that's the way he worked.
He just painted what he saw,
He painted what he saw.
but he had a vision.
Well,
He had a vision different than all other artists'
yes,
vision.
anybody would have their own vision if they looked at it very simply and directly in their own eyes, if they weren't thinking about how somebody else did it or how it's supposed to look or anything like that. Okay, now that's as much as I can do without getting back and thinking about it a while.
You're so timid with your materials.
You attack.